It was showtime on the South Coast. Not just any show, the bigger show. And I didn't get to go to any shows last year, so there was no way that I was missing it this year. And there was a couple of things I wanted to enter. I first wanted to enter my 2 Australorp girls into the show, but that didn't work out because Ron, their handsome partner, had mounted them a bit vigorously, and no one wants to see 2 hens with bare backs in the show because there's no way they're going to win. So in the end, I ended up putting Ron in, and it was kind of for a novelty factor for me, just going to the show and actually having a bird in the show. And of course, I was up against Peter O'Brien, whose father and grandfather were responsible for the development of the Australorp as a breed. So he's got the best bloodlines in the country, and where I got Ron. So I thought, well, I'm kind of in with a chance here because, you know, it is one of his roosters. But he wouldn't have given me his best, and he had these 2 magnificent black Australorps, and there was only 3 of us in the category. So I thought, well, there's no way I'm getting anything here. And to my surprise, I actually got a place. Actually, I won it. My rooster beat his 2 roosters, which was a massive surprise. But then I found out that poultry fanciers breed their birds to be in their prime at very specific times. And the Bega show ranks quite lowly on the poultry showing circuit. So his are meant to be prime for the winter showing season. So they were unconditioned off season. So it did cheapen the victory a little bit, but still beat Pete. The chocolate cake cooking competition, on the other hand, was a different story. Whenever I go into these baking competitions, you know, I go in with a relative degree of confidence, but I always know that I'm gonna get my butt kicked by some serious baking local. I was let down by the fact that I dusted my cake with cocoa. I thought there was no requirements on that kind of stuff at this kind of show, but it turns out there were all these like hidden rules, like you can't dust your cake with cocoa, and that cost me severely, and it cost me places, I reckon, because I reckon I would have beaten Matt if I didn't dust mine with cocoa. He just looked like a skateboard ramp. How can a cake that sits like that win 3rd place? Anyway, that's in the past. And I was fortunate enough to get my a bit of payback in the cheese race. I know Maddie's in pretty good nick physically, and 200 metres carrying 20 kilos of cheese is quite the physical task. We were neck and neck for 3/4 of it, but you know, that last 50 metres, I could see he was starting to tire. He tried to barge me off, he tried to trip me over, and I just had that last little bit of pace, got over the line and a photo finish. So it was good that we both had a bit of a win there at the show, because if he had beat me in the chocolate cake competition and the cheese race, I would have never heard the end of it.